What's going on, you YouTubers? It's the greatest noob T-Bird325, and this video is going to be a tech card update for the new ban list. Now, I was supposed to have done this a long time ago, but I haven't done it until now because I finally got back into playing pool. Shouts out to everyone who's watching this video and everyone I forgot, so that's basically everybody. So, without further ado, let's get into my first tech card that I'm pretty sure is going to be used in the new ban list. Spell Striker. Spell Striker. Why do you think Spell Striker would be used? Okay. For one, you can use Reinforcement of the Army, get him, remove Reinforcement of the Army from play. Okay, well, if that's not a good enough reason, well, guess what? We have Pot of Avarice at 1. How are you going to abuse Pot of Avarice? It's kind of hard. We now have Primal Seed and BLS, Envoy of the Beginning. With Primal Seed, which lets us get back 82 removed from play cards, or banished cards. Spell Striker is your answer for that. Banish a magic card from the grave, use Primal Seed to get it back. There is your way to use the or if you want to, just banish. Oh, you can't banish Primal Seed and get it back, but anything that's big, like Monster Reborn, Mind Control, any magic card, use Primal Seed to get those back. That's how you recycle your magic and traps now. Honestly, I'm glad they limited Primal Seed to 1, just because of the simple fact that we might get some broken combos if they didn't. Okay, the next combo is going to be Magic Drain. Magic Drain, yes. People who are playing magic cards, they're not playing wimpy magic cards. Everyone in tournament scenes is playing MSTs, Dark Hole, Giant Trunade, which soon to be Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn, Mind Control. They're playing powerful stuff, Power Duality. Well, guess what? If they're going to use those things against you, make them work for it. Drop a magic card if you want it to work. Enough said. Pot of Duality is getting a reprint. Well, I hate to say this, but this is going to happen against everyone who's a noob. You're going to get a Pot of Duality? Fine, I'm going to Magic Drain you. You're going to drop a card. And then you can't special summon. Works for me. Alright, next one. The Transmigration Prophecy. Really old card, got limited to 1 because of the Beast era. Back when Green Baboon hit the scene and we had Nimble Momongas and 3 transmigrations. Well, needless to say, it didn't work, or wasn't supposed to work in that way because of a translation error, something like that. And so transmigration got limited to make sure that you couldn't gain, I don't know, I think it was like 8,000 life points off of Nimble Momongas if your opponent had a Sewer Priest that would kill 1. It pops up another 2, you gain 1,000 there. Rinse, repeat, and have 3 transmigrations, and you would just get a bunch of life points. Next one, Starlight Road. I main Starlight Road, so it's not a big deal with me. It's not exactly a tech, it's just part of my basic strategy. Starlight Road is going to be usable, people say again, but it was always usable. You have Absolute Zeros running around, Icarus Attacks, Dark Holes, Black Rose, Mirror Force, Bottomless Trap Holes. Starlight Road was always usable. Now it's going to be a little bit more evident because we're getting back Heavy Storm and another, 3 JDs now, and we still have 3 Black Rose. So basically, Starlight Road is quote unquote usable again. Prohibition. We're going to be getting back MSTs, 3 JDs, BLS, and a whole bunch of other cards. I think you really should be using Prohibition. Stop those Heavy Storms, or if you spin back a monster, use Prohibition so that way they can't get it back. So if they try to MST it, use a Magic Drain. If you really want this to work, drop your magic cards. And if they have nothing left and they only have monsters, well then guess what? It falls by the wayside and they're still stuck. That's what I think about that. Speaking of 3 MSTs, my answer to that and Heavy Storms, Judgment of Anubis. You discard 1 card from your hand. Negate the activation and effect of a magic card controlled by your opponent that has the effect that destroys magic and trap cards on the field, and destroy it. After that, you can destroy one face-up monster on your opponent's side of the field and inflict damage equal to the attack of that monster. Okay, what does that mean? Basically, alright, they have a really big monster and they play MST on back cards, and we'll say they hit Judgment of Anubis. I chain, discard a card first cost. If they do not 7-tools it or solemn judge it, dark bribe it. If they don't do one of those things, I'm going to kill their MST, blow up their monster, and burn them for the damage. So either they pay to stop it, or they'll burn and lose a monster. You be the judge, people. Next one. This is for everyone out there who's a noob like me. Miss Valley Falcon. Can we say Falcon Bounce? Of course you can say it, Falcon Bounce. Alright, we're getting 2 MSTs. Alright, 2 MSTs. I'm sorry, 2 Swords of Revealing Light. I don't know why I said that. 2 Swords of Revealing Light. Whenever you don't want your opponent to attack, okay, activate Swords. Bounce it back for Falcon so he can declare an attack and play it so that way they can't attack your Falcon. Next one, you're going to do it again. Hit their monster, bounce back Swords. What can they do against that besides get mad? Alright? And last but not least, there are some people who would disagree with me on this last tech, but according to the TCG rulings and game mechanics of overlaying monsters, exceed monsters, there we go. For exceed monsters, the monsters below an exceed monster are still considered to be on the field. They don't get their on the field effects like Exile Force. You can't tribute off a material monster like Exile Force and get it to kill a monster. You can't do that. So, that's the case. We're going to use Secret Barrel in a side deck probably. Sure does come great when it's coming time with your opponents trying to OTK you and timing the round. So, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the total number of cards on your opponent's side of the field and in your opponent's hand times 200. What does that mean? Okay, that means if you're hiding behind swords and your opponent just exceed summoned 3 monsters in 1 turn and still have a full hand and have some back row, you play Secret Barrel, they're going to take 200 for every exceed material, every exceed monster, all the magic and traps in their back rows, and the cards in their hand. So let's say they have 3 exceed monsters with full materials, and there's 2 materials each. That's 9 cards there. We'll say they have 3 cards in the back row. That's 12 cards there, and then 5 cards in the hand. That's 17 cards. 17 times 2 is 3,400 damage they would take just from that Secret Barrel. But like I said, there are going to be some people who are going to disagree with this and say that they're not considered cards on the field. Well, according to Kevin Tewart, those monsters are still considered to be on the field. They are cards on the field, and that's why you cannot exceed summon using tokens, because those are not cards. Even though we have representations for cards for tokens, they're not considered cards. But tokens do take up spaces on the field for Secret Barrel and just desserts, so therefore they can count towards Secret Barrel even if, well, the underlaid material monsters still take up space. So therefore Secret Barrel is going to work that way. Yeah. And those are my tech updates. So if anyone has any other tech cards that they want to share with me, you should just PM me and let me know what you think would be a good tech card or tech cards. Let me know and I'll do another tech card update probably in about a week and give you credit for it. So until next time, newbie tubers, remember, play like a noob, win like a pro, and it's the only way to go, just so you know.